Evolution Pilates Studio here to bring you a Reformer Flow class. Today I'll be using my maple dowel. I will also be using my box and of course my reformer. I'm working on a Balance Body Studio reformer, so I have specific springs for this reformer on my machine. However, throughout the class I will give you spring suggestions. That being said, because you may be on a different reformer than me, feel free to adjust your springs to your reformer and to how you're feeling for today. As always, listen to your body. When you are ready, gather your equipment and we will get started. Okay guys, so I am set up for footwork today. For me, I am using 2 heavy and 1 medium spring on the Balance Body Studio Reformer. That is 2 red and 1 blue. I have my headrest up. I'm going to place my maple dowel just down by the side of the reformer for now. We will pick it up in a little bit. And my foot bar is up as well. So let's come on down to our back to start with footwork. We're going to lay all the way down here at the center of our carriage. Today we are going to start with our heels on the foot bar, inner thighs and feet together, arms down by the sides. Let's just hover our arms off of the reformer just about an inch, really reaching the fingertips past the hips. And when you're ready, I just want you to inhale and press the carriage out, and exhale and pull the carriage in. We will add an arm float as we straighten the legs. So we'll inhale, lift the arms, exhale, lower the arms. Inhale, lift the arms, exhale, lower the arms. Thinking about engaging the muscles of the upper arm. So I want you to think about squeezing those triceps, imagining that you're moving your arms through thick honey. Good, let's do 4 more here. Inhale, and 3, and 2, good, and 1. Now come all the way in, just hover the hands. Shift your weight into your right foot, bring your left knee into tabletop. Let's continue on with single arm and leg, or single leg and arms. Lifting the arms as we straighten the leg. Let's do 4 more here. And 3. Last one. Beautiful. Come halfway in and just press out and in an inch on that right side. Bury the heel deeply into the foot bar for 8 and 7. Good. Even weight through both sides of the pelvis on that carriage for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Straighten that right leg all the way out. Extend the left leg towards the ceiling. Flex the foot. Let's draw circles around with that top leg. Good. Your arms are still hovering over the carriage. Your pelvis is stable. We've got 4 more. And 3, and 2, and reverse it. Good. For 4, and 3, last 2, and last time. Bring that leg close to you and just give yourself a little hamstring stretch here. Nice job. Come all the way in. Let's switch to our left foot, left heel on the foot bar. Hover those arms. Good. When you're ready, let's extend and bend our left leg. Inhale out, exhale in. Good. Let's do 4 more from here. Last 2. Last 1. Straighten that leg all the way out, extend your right leg to the ceiling, flex the foot, and circle for 6, and 5, 4. That standing knee is pointing straight up to the ceiling here. Last 2, and 1. Reverse for 6, and 4. Last 2, and last 1. Bring that leg close to you. Just give yourself a little hamstring stretch here. Nice. Relax the toe, bend the knees, and come all the way in. Right away, we are going to move to Pilates B. So all 10 toes on that foot bar, heels are together, your knees are just hips distance apart, still hovering those arms. This time turn the palms in. Let's open the arms out to the side and in as we extend, and then the legs. Good, you've got a healthy squeeze between those heels. Very nice, just reach those arms all the way across the room for 4 and 3. And last one, come in, shift your weight into your right foot, extend your left leg over the foot bar in external rotation. Let's lift that leg up as we straighten our right leg and then come in. Again, your arms are still traveling out to the sides. I know it is a lot of coordination here. Both sides of the waist are nice and long. We've got 4 and 3. Last 2. And last one, come almost all the way in. Just hold the arms down by the sides and push out and in just a little bit. Fighting for that external rotation. Fighting to keep those toes active on your foot bar for 5, 4, last 2, and last one. Straighten that leg all the way out. And let's do some nice quick kicks up to the ceiling for 8, 7, 6, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming all the way in, we will just switch to the other side. So, extending your right leg over the foot bar, you've still got that external rotation on both sides. Open the arms out to the side and bring them back in. Let's do 4 more from here. Last 2, and last one. Pull those arms in. We've got that little pulse here, just out and in a little bit. Control the weight in and out. Good, let's do 5 more. And 4. Last 2. Last one, straighten that left leg all the way out. Quick kicks down, up, down, up, down, up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice job. Come all the way in. I'm going to prop myself up for just a moment, changing my springs. I'm going to come down to a red and a blue spring. You might want to go a touch lighter, maybe one heavy and one very light, like a yellow if you have that option. I'm grabbing my dowel, coming back down onto my back, and we're going to take our straps around our dowel here. Oops, I've lost my strap. There it is. Okay, so we've got those straps around the dowel, evenly dispersed along the dowel, so your hands end up lined up above the shoulders. Let's bring our knees into tabletop. I am going to keep my head down here, soften the back of my ribs to the mat, and then when you are ready, we're just going to press that bar forward towards our thighs and then float the bar back up. Good. Now I'm working on keeping my spine nice and stable, front ribs soft, but I'm also working on where I am pressing that bar from. So I'm thinking about pressing the bar from the underside of my armpits, rotating deeply in the shoulder socket. So my shoulders are not rotating forward and coming into internal rotation here. They are staying nice and open, collarbones broad, as I lower and lift the bar. Let's do 4 more here. And 3. Last 2. And last one. I'm going to hold that bar forward, lift my head up and slide the bar up to my knees and back down to my thighs. And up to my knees and back down to my thighs. The carriage is moving just a little bit here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, let's do 5 more. And 4. The last 2. keep that bar forward, and start your single leg stretch legs. So we draw the knee under the bar if possible, and switch, and switch, and switch. I'm using my abdominals to get that knee to get as close to my chest as I can here. For 4, and 3, last 2, and last time. Very nice. Hold whatever leg is out, and lift the shape of both legs up towards the chest and down. You could even marry the inside of your foot to the inside of your calf and move those legs as one unit. You've got 5 and 4. Now the carriage is staying still. Last 3. Last time. Very nice job. Hug both knees in for a moment. I'm going to give myself a break. And then we're going to switch to the other side. So that bar is still forward. You're extending your opposite leg. And we are going to lift and lower the shape of that leg. I'm allowing my tailbone to lift a little bit. So I get a little pelvic tilt there. Exhale. For 4, and 3. Last time. Beautiful. Rest those feet on the foot bar for a moment. Bend your knees. Good. A few more exercises to go here with our hands around the bar. So we'll bring that bar back up again. I'm going to bring my knees into tabletop again. I'm going to move my knees to the left as the bar goes to the right. Come through center and switch. Come through center and switch. I am trying to keep the carriage steady here. Only moving as far over as I can control my rotation through the waist. Good. For 4. Last 2. Last 1, hold the knees to one side, the bar to the other. Let's extend the legs and lower and lift the legs on a little diagonal. Now, if that's not appropriate, you could always keep the knees bent and do the same exact exercise. For 5, and 4. Last 2, and last time. Coming back through center, adjusting to the other side. Option to extend those legs. Lift the legs and lower the legs. For 4, and 3, and last time. Beautiful. Bend those knees right back to the center. Let's bend our elbows right by our rib cage. From here, I want you to push the bar forward towards your knees and then bend the elbows right back towards the rib cage. Forward towards the knees and bend. Hands are fairly narrow here, about shoulder distance apart. And I want you to think about working your triceps here. So we squeeze and extend. We bend and pull the elbows towards the carriage. For 4, and 3, and last time. Lower your feet down from the foot bar for a second so that you can adjust your hands to the center of the bar. We're going to do another little tricep exercise here. So from here, the knees will come into tabletop. I'm going to slide my hands back so that the carriage is fairly still, and then I'm going to push my hands up to the ceiling and bend the elbows back again. Push and bend. Push and bend. For 3, and 2, and last time. Now move your left hand to the center of the bar, take your right hand to your hip, and let's try a few single arm presses here. So the elbow is staying still, and we're just extending and bending the elbow. For 4, 3, last time. Come back, center, Switch your other hand to the center of the bar, and let's do that again. Little extension of the elbow and bend. Other hand can just hang out at the hip. For 3, and 2, and 1. Very nice. Place both hands on the bar. Let's widen our hands carefully to the outside edges, just so that we can get our feet onto the bar. So we're going to take our feet onto the bar, arches on, in Pilates V. Make sure that your straps are equidistant from the outside edges of the maple pole. Arms down by the sides, feet start in frog. Now, if it doesn't feel so good to be on your arches, you could also be on the toes. Whatever feels most secure is fine with me. Let's press the bar away from us, and then bend the knees back in, keeping the heels squeezing together. Tailbone is heavy on that mat. Beautiful job. Let's do 4 more here. And 3. Last one, we'll hold our legs long and we will lift our legs up to the ceiling. Find that little stretch behind the hamstrings and then reach those legs back forward. And again, lengthen the legs to the sky and lower the legs forward. Find that deep crease at the hip joint. For 4. Last 2. And last time. Good. From here, I'm going to bend my knees in. If you are on your toes, I'd like you to come to your arches now. Inner thighs and feet together like a little bird on a perch. And we will press both legs out, squeezing those inner thighs, and then bend both knees in. You can bend the knees fairly close to the chest here as long as the tailbone can stay heavy on that mat. For 4. Last 2. And last 1. Hold the legs extended. Lift them up about 45 degrees from the floor. I'm going to shift my right foot directly to the center of the bar. We are going to try to do some single leg here. So we'll bring our other knee into tabletop, and we are just going to start with a lower and a lift of that leg. Good. If this spring weight feels too heavy, feel free to sit up and adjust the spring down a little bit and then come on back down onto your back. You can always pause the video to get set up there. And we'll do 4 more here. And 3. And then we will add on. So as this leg lifts to the ceiling, I'm going to extend my other leg low. I'm going to bend it in towards my chest and extend it to the sky as the dowel foot goes forward. So bend and stretch over the foot bar. Bend and stretch towards the sky. Bend and stretch. Bend and stretch. For 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Very nice. Bend back into tabletop here for a moment. I'm going to extend my non-dowel foot over the foot bar, and then I'm just going to exchange the positions of those feet. So this is almost like single leg stretch with the head down. Nice job here. We've got 4. Last 2. And last time. Very nice job. Lift that bar up towards the ceiling. You can take your other foot onto the foot bar and just feel that beautiful stretch down the back of the leg. When you're ready, bring that dowel back down. We'll switch to the other side, taking our time to switch, right? So we're gonna start with this knee in tabletop, the other leg extended to the ceiling. I am on my arch, just lowering and lifting here. If your arch gets tired, which can happen, you could alternate between being on the arch and then being closer to the toes to give that arch a little break. Good. If you're okay here and you'd like to add on, we will extend our non-dowel foot over the foot bar and then bend it in and up to the ceiling, bend it in and reach it over the foot bar. Let's do 4 more here. And 3. And last time. Very nice. Bend your knee. Start to press out and in. Alternating knee bends. Pressing over the foot bar. Engaging those glutes. Let's do 4 more here. And last 2. And last time. Bring both feet onto that dowel. Bend both. Oh, actually, let's take our little stretch. We don't want to forget that. So 1 foot on the foot bar, the other leg to the ceiling. And just take that nice little hamstring stretch before we come totally out of here. Very nice. Bend that knee back in. You can carefully take that dowel back into your hands, finding your way all the way home. We'll take our straps off for a moment. And sit on up to change out our springs. So we are going to come down to 1 heavy spring. That's 1 red for me. I'm going to turn to kneel facing back on the reformer. Now I'm going to reattach my dowel to my straps. I'm going to scooch back on the reformer and just sit my hips down on my heels. You could always put a little yoga block underneath your tush to raise the hips off of the heels. That might be more comfortable. From here, the elbows are right in front of the shoulders. Let's just bend the elbows to 90 degrees. Try to touch that dowel to your forehead and then extend those arms forward. Bend and extend. Very nice job. You can stay here with your hips on your heels, or if you'd like to, as you bend those elbows, you can lift those hips and press them slightly forward. Coming to high kneeling. For 4. Last 2. And last 1. Now I'm going to stay kneeling with my arms bent at 90 degrees. So I have that bicep curl position. Now I'm going to lean the body back, thigh stretch, and then stand back up on my knees. Keeping my elbows bent here. Just lean. And straighten. And lean. And straighten. 4 more here. Squeezing those glutes. Sliding the front ribs down towards the hips. Last 2. And 1 more. Good job. Alrighty. From here, let's have a seat on the carriage. I'm going to take my headrest down so that I can slam my feet through my headrest. You want to make sure that you have about a hand's distance between you and the back of the carriage because we will be coming back. Now, I've got my hands on the outside of those straps, palms facing down. We're going to pull the bar into our chest, roll the spine back towards the well, reach the arms up to the ceiling, and then sit all the way back up, okay? So here we go. We pull the bar towards the chest. Tailbone reaches under, we roll the spine back. Arms go up to the ceiling, maybe they go beyond the forehead. Sit the spine up nice and tall and bring the bar back down towards the chest. A few more to go. Pull the bar in, roll the spine back, reach the bar up, sit up nice and tall, and bring the bar to the chest. 2 more. Last time. Very nice job. Now if your ankles are crossed, let's cross them the other way. We'll go back to that underhand grip, palms facing up. This time elbows go in front of the shoulders. We'll pull that bar into our bicep curl position. Lean the body back. Push the bar up and sit up nice and tall again. Bend the elbows in. Flat back leans back. Reach the bar up and sit up nice and tall. 2 more to go. Bend, lean, reach, and sit up tall. Last time. Bend, lean, reach, and sit up tall. Very nice job. Okay, you can keep those straps on your dowel. I'm going to place them down just for a second so I can turn to face you guys. I'm going to come to kneeling facing side. If you wanted to reduce your spring a little bit here, you could. I am still on my 1 heavy spring. I'm going to take that dowel and I'm going to turn it. So one side is up and one side is down. Now I'm going to wrap my hands kind of around my straps so that they do not move. And from here, we're just going to do a little rotation. So we'll rotate towards our foot bar and we'll rotate back towards our shoulder blocks. Rotate towards the foot bar, rotate back towards the shoulder blocks. Notice that the lower strap does not have much tension, if any at all. That's totally fine. Good. Let's do 4 more here. Exhale. And 3. Last time, stay in rotation towards the foot bar. Let's press out on a diagonal and come back in, and then rotate back towards the shoulder blocks. Rotate, press out on that diagonal, pull in, and rotate back towards the shoulder blocks. Just 2 more to go. And last time. Very nice job. Come all the way back home. We'll place that strap down just for a moment so that we can rotate around to the other side. So carefully turning all the way around, we'll come back to sit on our heels, grabbing onto that strap, anchoring onto your strap so that they don't rotate around. From here, even weight through both sit bones, bend elbows out to the sides. We'll just rotate towards the foot bar and rotate back towards the shoulder blocks. Exhale and inhale. Let's do 2 more like this. Last time, stay in rotation towards the foot bar. Now add that little press out, pull in, and return. Rotate, press, pull in, and return for 3. And 2. And 1 more. Very nice job. Place that strap down again. Let's change our springs out. I'm going to change my spring to 1 medium spring. That's 1 blue for me. And I'm taking off that heavy spring. And then we're going to very carefully kneel with our feet against our shoulder blocks. Again, if you wanted to prop your tushy up on a yoga block, that's a great option. I'm going to kind of unwind one of my straps so that I can take the other end of the dowel and wrap it around my torso, and then I will put that strap back on. From here, I'm going to grab overhand on my bar, bring the hands right below the armpits, and then just press the bar to straight in front and bend. Now the spring should not feel very heavy here. So if it does, you can reduce it. It will start to feel heavier in a few minutes. Good. Let's do 4 more, just little presses here. Concentrating on keeping the collarbones nice and open as the arms extend forward. Last 2. And last time. Now let's add a hip press up. So as we press the arms forward, the hips press forward as well. And then this time around, we're just going to lower our hips to hover over our heels. So I'm not completely seated. We're going to go right back up again, squeezing the glutes, and then lower down and hover the hips. For 4, and 3, last one. Let's stay lifted. Keep those arms straight in front of you or bend the elbows to the sides. Now we're going to lean the body back just a little bit and then stand back up on the knees. So I find with the hands further in front of me, this creates a little bit more challenge, a little more resistance, so you can gauge where you want to be today. Let's do 3. And 2. And 1 more. Very nice. Have a seat for a moment. Let's take our hands to the center of the bar for our last exercise here. We are going to thread the loops over our shoulders this time. You can sit down on your heels for this one if you'd like. Fingertips are touching at the center of the dowel. Let's press our arms straight up to the ceiling and then bend the elbows back in. And again, straight up to the ceiling and then bend the elbows back down. Option to come up onto the knees and do the same exercise. Good. For 4. Last 2. And 1 more to go. Good. Let's carefully sit down. Unwind our straps off of the dowel. Good. And then come up to stand. So from here, we're just going to stand on one side of our reformer. I'm going to put on a heavy spring and take off my light. That's kind of like middle of the road resistance for me, which feels stable enough. Bring my inside foot against my shoulder block, outside foot in line with my foot bar. And then you can either have your fingertips on your foot bar or have your hands on that dowel. We will press the carriage out here, rotate towards our front knee, rotate back center, and come to stand, touching the bar overhead. Down, rotate, center, and lift. My back knee is floating. Good, let's do 3 more here. And 2. And last time. Very nice job. Lower your back knee down for a moment. Walk your front foot so that it is in line with your back foot. My thigh bones are parallel to one another. I'm just going to hold that dowel on top of my foot bar for a moment. And when you're ready, bend both knees and let's just press the carriage out for our scooter. Now if you feel comfortable here, you could take your hands off of the foot bar, just holding that dowel in front of the torso and continue on. Good, if you pull a little bit out on the dowel, that does create some stability here. Let's do 8, and 7, and 6. Last 3. And last time. Come all the way in, stand all the way up, bring the carriage home, and we'll come around to the other side. All right, good. So again, inside foot goes against your shoulder block, outside foot in line with your foot bar. Hands can be on top of the foot bar. From here, we'll just press the carriage out, rotate towards our front knee, come back in and up. So if you have your hands on your foot bar, to do that rotation, you could just leave one hand on and find that rotation towards your front knee. Let's do a few more here. Last two. And last time. Lower that back knee down for just a moment. Adjust your outside foot so your thigh bones are parallel to one another. Hinge the upper body forward at the hips. Option to hover that bar in front of your chest, otherwise fingertips are on your foot bar, and we will come into that scooter. Standing leg is nicely bent, back knee is lifted. Eight, 7, last 4, and last time. Very nice job. Come all the way up to stand, step carefully off. I'm going to put my dowel down on my reformer for a minute just so I can get my box. So we'll put our short box on, in front or behind the shoulder blocks, depending on how tall you are. Put a few more springs on that machine to stabilize the carriage. Bring your foot bar down. Okay, let's have a seat on top of our box. We'll take our foot strap and put it over our feet. Make sure you have a little distance between you and the back of the carriage. I'm going to grab onto that dowel. We won't be here too long. We're going to bring the bar in front of our chest, slight pressure outward on that bar, straight long wrists. From here, tuck the tailbone under, rounding the spine. Let's lean the body back, lift the bar up, lower the bar down, sit up in that rounded spine, and then grow tall. Again, round the spine, roll the body back, lift the bar up, lower the bar down, sit up, and lengthen. Round, lower, lift the bar, lower the bar, round, and sit up nice and tall. Let's do 2 more. Round, and sit up nice and tall. Last time. Round it first. Tailbone reaching towards the heels, lift, lower, sit up, and sit up nice and tall. From here, we're going to round it back, rotate to the left, let go of one side of the bar, grant somebody a wish back behind you, bring the bar back in, come back center, and sit up nice and tall. We'll stay on the same side here for 4 more. So we round, rotate, reach, center, and sit up. Round, rotate, reach, center, and sit up. Last 2. Sit bones are equally weighted on that mat. I'm fighting against rotating through my pelvis. I'm trying to just rotate through my ribs. And sit up. Beautiful. Same thing other side. We round back. We rotate. We reach. Center. And sit up. Last 2. I'm also trying not to break my mirror, right? Good. Or that little lamp over there. Nice job. Okay, guys, so let's turn over onto our side now, keeping our top foot in our strap. You have the option to let go of the bar and not use it for this portion. I am going to use it. So I've got my top foot anchored upward into my foot strap for support. I'm going to make sure that I'm on the side of my hip. My hips are stacked. My body's in one nice long line. I'm going to bring that bar right in front of my chest, elbows bent. From here, I'm going to lean down, reach up, bend in, and lift up. Lean down, reach up, bend, and lift up for 4. Nice, and 3. Good, last 2. One more to go. Let's see if we can hold that bar overhead. Little pulses for 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a very nice stretch down towards the well here. Come all the way up. We'll rotate over onto the other side. So exchange those feet. Rotate onto your other hip. Put upward pressure into your strap. Your hips are stacked, one on top of the other. Your hands are right in front of your chest, elbows are wide. Let's lean, reach, bend, and sit up. Lean, reach. For 4, and 3. Last 2. And last time. Maybe hold that bar overhead, little lifts for 8, 7, 6. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Big stretch down towards the well. Beautiful. Let's sit all the way up here. Good, so I'm going to step up off of my reformer just so I can change my box into a long box. We will do a little abdominal series here on top of the box with the bar. So, does it really matter which way you face? I'm going to face towards my foot bar, tailbone towards the front edge so I have room to lie back. On my back, I still have that bar in my hands. From here, bend the knees into tabletop. Bring the bar up above the knees. We're going to extend one leg forward, one leg up to the bar, and then just switch and switch and switch. As that leg comes towards me, I am giving a little bit of gentle pressure towards the bar there to engage my abdominals that much more. Last 2, last 1, and then let's add some rotation. So rotate towards the leg that's coming towards you, and then rotate the other way. We're sweeping the bar in a figure 8 pattern here. For 4, 3, 2, and last 1. From here, take that bar underneath the nape of your neck, underneath that little bone right behind your head. There, I'm not pulling on my head or my neck. My head is just gently resting back. My toes are going to come to the ceiling, and I'm going to lower my legs forward and lift my legs up. You can just choose how low your legs go based on if you can control that spine against the mat. The carriage is staying nice and steady. Let's do 4 more here. And 3. Last 1, toes to the ceiling, last exercise. Circle the legs out, around, down, and up. 4 more in this direction. 3. Good, reverse it for 5. Last 3. And last time. Bend those knees in, remove that bar. Let's carefully sit up. Very nice job. So, we'll place that bar off to the side. We actually are not going to use it anymore. And then you can put your foot bar back up to its highest point. I'm going to come down to one heavy spring on my reformer, and then I'm going to lay down on my belly on the box, facing towards the foot bar. Heels together, toes apart. You can widen your heels if you feel discomfort in your low back. Let's leave our hands in front of our shoulders. Nice long spine, belly feels lifted. I'm going to press out. Lift up into back extension. Lower back down. And bend the elbows to come in. 4 more here. Last 2. And last time. Coming all the way back in. Move both hands over to the right corner of the reformer. Let's press out, holding both arms nice and long. Collarbones are wide, and then lift up on a little angle and lower back down. We'll just do 3 more on this side. Last time. Separate your hands, come all the way in. Shift the hands over to the left-hand side, straighten both arms, and then lift up on that angle to the other side. The last 3. And last time. Very nice job. Separate those hands. We'll come all the way back in. We are carefully going to come up to kneeling on top of the backs. Walk your knees forward enough that you can bring your hands onto the foot bar and feel like you're in a quadruped position. So shoulders over the wrists, knees underneath the hips. From here, we are just going to extend the carriage out and pull the carriage in. Good, so I'm opening up my hip joint and I'm closing my hip joint. My shoulders are staying fairly still over my wrists the whole time. Good, 1 more like this and we'll add on a little bit. Nice, we'll press the carriage out, pull the carriage in, round the spine like a cat, and come back to neutral. Press the carriage out, pull the carriage in, round like a cat, come back to neutral 2 more times. And last time. From here, staying on your hands and knees, let's just do a nice hip circle. So you can just allow your body to circle in space, hips and shoulders moving as they please for 3 in this direction. And last time, coming center and reversing. And 3. And last time. Very nice job. So we're carefully just going to have a seat on our box here. And thank you so much for coming. So you did a great job today. I am proud of you. I hope you're proud of yourself. If you have comments or questions, please feel free to leave them down below. Don't forget to subscribe. And I thank you again for coming. See you guys next time.
Searching for nowhere.